Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for yet another conference. Welcome to the channel. All honor, glory, and praise be to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Well, I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about when God begins to clean house. When God begins to clean house and who it will affect, how it will affect whoever it affects, why Father cleans house, why he comes to the, I believe he comes to the decision and the determination to clean house. What does it mean when God cleans house? What does cleaning house mean? What does it mean? Why is it of a necessity? Well, one thing that you have to understand is that when God decides to clean house, that there have occurred many factors, many things have come into play that has brought him to the decision and motivated him to clean out your circumstances. And not only clean out your circumstances, but to clean out your environments. To get rid of some junk. To sweep out some dirt. To do some dusting. To do a little bit of, no, a whole lot of window cleaning. To start purging floors and taking out the trash and cleaning out the refrigerator and, figuratively speaking, and things of that nature. See, when God cleans house, you got to understand something. That he makes a clean sweep. So God doesn't just do a halfway job. That's what I'm hearing in my mind right now. He doesn't do a halfway job. Because see, when Father begins to, like I said, take out the trash, everything and everybody is going to end up in the landfill. Can I talk this thing out tonight? Can I talk this thing out this morning? I mean, no rock will go unturned. No door will go unopened. No closet door will stay shut. I'm talking about when God decides he wants to clean house, he throws out everything that is no good. My gosh, can I talk out here? See, Father doesn't do a halfway job. He doesn't do just a little bit of dusting. Just get a little, wet the mop a little bit and just kind of hit a certain spot in the floor. But when Father cleans, he cleans. And at the time that he's cleaning house, many of you may not even understand it. You won't understand it. Because a lot of you are under the notion, well, I thought the house was clean. I mopped the floor, I took out the trash and cleaned the windows and tossed out old food and restocked the refrigerator and swept the front porch and the back porch and cleaned out the swimming pool and even gave the dog a fresh bowl of dog food, and you thought you were all right. But see, one thing that you failed to realize is that though you did thorough cleaning, God came behind you to do some deep cleaning. Because see, what was thorough to you was surface level to God, meaning there was still some surface dirt left behind. You see, there were still some folks that were there that needed to be thrown out, meaning you didn't take out everybody. That means you didn't take out all the trash. Can I talk out here? You took out just enough trash so that the stench would get out of the house. But you didn't wash out and purge the trash can from the stench where the garbage had been. Because see, that's how it is in some of your lives. For a lot of folk, you may have removed a lot of people out of your lives, but there's still a stench residue. And whereas you might not can smell it, God can smell it. Whereas you might not can see it, God can see it. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, his thoughts are not our thoughts, neither are our ways his ways. So your interpretation of what garbage is may not be God's. Because see, when God takes out the trash, he takes out all of the trash because he don't want no stench left behind. That means it is not good enough for you to remove some folks out of your life that ain't no good and not remove everybody that ain't no good. Can I talk this thing out? Oh, somebody's going to be set free and delivered in this conference this morning. Because God is cleaning house. And when God cleans house, he gets rid of everything that is no good. And it doesn't matter what you felt like was worth keeping. It doesn't matter what you felt like was worth keeping. Because when God sees that it is something that can be detrimental to your mental health and your physical and spiritual state, God is going to get rid of it. God is not so much concerned about your feelings as he is making sure that you maintain and obtain your stability that is within him. And anything and anybody that threatens the will of God for your life, they have to be removed. Now, however God chooses to remove them, that is his business. But what I want you to understand this morning is that when God takes out the trash is taken out. Now, what do I mean by trash? Something that is no good. Symbolically, something that is no good. Something that is in your life that bears a stench, an awful stench. And you smell it a little bit, but you don't smell it a lot. But evidently the stench of something that is in your life that should not be there has risen up to the nostrils of God, and God don't like it. So what I mean by that is, to me, that's the symbolism of people that are in your lives that are doing dirty things. And we all know there's a stench that can arise from dirt, any type of garbage, anything that's no good, anything that's rotting bears a stench. And for a lot of you, you've got people in your lives that are rotting. They are rotted and they are rotting. You understand what I'm saying? And the stench has evidently risen up into the nostrils of God. And God is tired, evidently, of certain people that you have in and around your lives that are serving as hindrances and stumbling blocks and are keeping and preventing you from you living up to the full potential and perfect will of God for your life. Now, it doesn't matter who the people are. It doesn't matter what their association nor relationship is towards you. If they are not anything that will benefit you, I feel that God would desire they be removed in some cases. In some cases. Because in other cases, you might need that devil there to serve as a footstool to bring into fruition every blessing that God Almighty has ordained for your life, has set in motion for your life. But I'm talking about God cleaning house. See, when God cleans house, He knows who and what needs to go. He knows who and what needs to be taken out. He knows who has your best interests at heart and who does not. And so basically what I'm saying is that a lot of you have people in your lives that don't mean you any good. Because see, God overheard conversations that you didn't hear. God can see intents of their hearts that you didn't see. God witnessed all the jealousy. God witnessed all the lies. He witnessed it all. You didn't. And then for a lot of you, you may have had your suspicions, but evidently it wasn't enough for you to take the initiative to remove certain people from your life. So God had to step in that thing. And a lot of times when God steps in a situation, it will turn out painful for you all. It will be a painful thing for you all, especially for those of you who God has removed your so-called best friends. For others of you, God has removed your mothers, your fathers. For a lot of you, your family or family members, if not the entire family. Or for others of you, maybe it wasn't your family. Maybe it was just something that came through your bloodlines. You never claimed the person, but you were maybe somewhat affiliated with them. God removed them. Maybe God removed a spouse. For a lot of you, God may have removed your children. For others of you, frenemies, whatever the situation, colleagues, whatever. Evidently, God saw something you did not see, and He heard something you did not hear. Okay, use your imaginations. Imagine. Okay, first of all, look at everybody that was once in your lives that are not there anymore. Okay? Now, either you remove them or Father removed them. Okay? Or they removed themselves. Okay? So, here's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. And I'm sure you'll fully understand. I believe you will. God is real, right? Okay? We know He's real. Okay. Some of these people that you all had around you all, when you were not present, you know that you were the topic. Okay? Why she got that on? Why he got that on? That look a mess. She too big for that. Or he too small for that. Or, she need to lose some weight. She need to do this. He need to do that. This, that, and the third. But when they see you, hey, girl. Hey, girl, we got to go out on the weekend, girl. Yeah, we all going out. Yeah, I'm going out with such and such, and my other homegirl from blah, 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 blah. She going out. She bringing her man, too. Girl, look, we got this dude we want to hook you up with, girl. You need to go and talk to him. He cute, girl. He got a nice car. Da, da, da. We can all go out. We could do a double date or something like that. Da, 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 da. And you like, well, okay. You like, well, okay. So all y'all go out or whatever. Everybody have fun, maybe y'all get a couple of drinks, and then, everybody going their separate ways. But see, what you didn't hear was when they all got together, all of them collectively, and you were not there. Help me, Holy Ghost, out here this morning. See, that's what you don't know, is you didn't hear what they all had to say when they all decided to go out again, but they left you out. And maybe they brought another so-called friend. And so when they left you out, you were the topic. Girl, did you see what she had on? Or did you see what he had on? Or, whatever. Just whatever people, backbiters talk about. Whatever. Who cares? It's worthless anyway, what they say. But I'm just saying. I'm using this as an example for somebody out there to let you know that it's what you didn't hear. That God did hear, the reason why God had to clean house. Because see, when you love somebody, I don't care what nobody say. You cannot sit up and listen at somebody else trash talk somebody that you genuinely love. I don't care who you are, because there's an automatic energy in you. There's an automatic loyalty in you that's going to make you want to defend that person's honor. How dare you talk about my friend? I love my friend. I like my friend. And you are not going to talk about them in my presence. Now, we know ain't nobody going to say it that calmly, but you know it. Y'all know what y'all get the gist. So basically what I'm saying is this. Anybody that can sit up and listen at a bunch of trash talk you is not your friend. And another thing I want you to know, you don't mean anything to them, and you most likely never have. And you most likely never will. So when God begins to clean house and purge your life of that individual, and people remove themselves from your presences, and you all don't understand why. Well, you'll understand it better by and by when you come to the realization that Jesus Christ stepped in that thing. That Jesus Christ had a heart for you. He had enough heart for you all to not allow you all to continue to keep company with a pack of serpents that never had your best interests at heart and never even liked a lot of you all. Never even really liked any of you. You understand what I'm saying? There's so many people. Look back over your lives at everybody that you all used to hang out with, especially back in the day when Friday and Saturday night was a big thing. I would say 100% of the people that a lot of you hung out with did not like you. They did not like you. Let me let you guys in on something. Just because people ask you to go with them or go out with them or run with their clique, that doesn't mean that anybody in that clique likes you. It just means that sometimes people want to mingle with people. People want to talk with people. People want to hang out with people. But it does not mean that you are in their heart. You are their company. You are a comfort to them until they can get up with the people that they really want to hang out with. And then when they can get up with the people that they really want to hang out with, you don't hear from them. Not even a simple hello, how you doing? Do you need a plate of food? Do you want to go to the mall? Let's go shopping the weekend. You're not going to hear from them because people are using you. They are using you for their own selfish gain because they feel lonely. They need a companion because maybe their hangout buddy was not available. Or maybe their homegirls or their home guys were with whoever their significant others were. And they just wanted a companion for the weekend to hang out with. Let's go to the club. Let's go to this and that and the third. But they don't like you. And then when you part ways, they'll probably be talking about what you had on and how they felt like you didn't look good in it. And you knew you were rocking it, my sister. You knew you were rocking it, my brother. But to a hater ain't going to never have anything good to say about you. Even though they know that you got it going on, they are resentful of the fact that you got it going on and that they don't. And that now they feel competitive with you. Well, I could look better in that than she do. Or for the fellas, they feel like they could rock something better than what you got on. Man, you see that chain he got on? That mess look fake as all get out. Da-da-da. But you know the chain real. You ain't got to prove it to him. There's a purging going on. It's time to take out the trash. And if you don't, God will. Come on now. I believe there are some conversations that Father is tired of listening at. He's tired of lies. He's tired of deception. He's tired of fake people, all the fakery. That's why a lot of times people rather be by themselves than deal with a pack of phonies. I don't blame nobody who would rather be by themselves than deal with a bunch of fake, phony folk. Who want to sit up with a pack of rattlesnakes on the weekend just for the sake of saying, I'm in a clique and we hanging out and we having fun? How can you have fun with a devil and you ain't a devil? It is because there's some deception going on. If you are a decent person and you having fun with a pack of devils, that's because they are fooling you. They're trying to make you think that it's something that is not. And they're trying to make you think that they like you when they do not. Come out from among them and be ye separate. Separate yourself from trash. You don't take trash out of your kitchen and out of your restrooms and put it in the front seat of your car and then take the seat belt and strap it over the trash bag and ride around with it and go to the fast food place and order 2 hamburgers, 2 fries, and 2 Cokes, and you eat yours, and then you sit the other hamburger and the fry and the Coke in front of the trash bag. I mean, come on. Do y'all see how stupid that is? Well, that's how stupid it is to hang with your enemies. Can I talk out here this morning? That's how stupid it is to hang with your enemies when you have the knowledge of truth. Now, if you don't know, that's one thing, but when you know, it makes no common sense at all. It makes no sense. That's a naive frame of mind. Because see, now there's some type of codependency that's going on. Now you are reliant on them, meaning their companionship. You rather hang around two-faced people than walk alone as a soldier. When you're better off walking alone as a soldier rather than hanging with two-faced people where you got to worry about if they trying to put a knife in your back because they marching behind you. Come on, can I talk this thing out? Am I talking to somebody out there? You come out better being a lone soldier than having a whole army of devils, snakes, and serpents behind you. They carrying swords, and you think they carrying the swords to fight for you and be on a team, but they really carrying the swords to plant all 10 in your back. Now, we have all hung with two-faced people at some point in our lives. I don't care who you are, I believe, unless you just been a loner all your life. I'm not saying it's everybody's story. But there comes a time when enough is enough with the deviltry. Enough is enough with the player haters. Enough is enough with the backbiters. Enough is enough, should be enough, with the liars and the deceivers and the players. And what is a player? Because see, God, I believe, is going to clean somebody's house. And I'm not talking about that structure that you turn the lock and key to. I'm talking about your environment. I'm hearing in its totality, meaning as a whole. Anywhere you go, there's a purging that needs to go on. A lot of y'all, you got too much junk up under you. You got too much stench up under you. That's why you can't move around. That's why you can't smell it. Because anything that you constantly inhale, you cannot differentiate the smell anymore. It's kind of like you can wear a perfume, a certain perfume every day. You get to the point your senses get accustomed to it. But everybody else can smell it. Go, oh, you smell good. You be like, girl, I can't even smell it no more. Because you're accustomed to it. See, you can get accustomed to hanging up under junk. You can get accustomed to hanging out with trash. You can get accustomed to going out with trash, my sisters. You can get accustomed to taking out trash, my brother. And I don't mean in a landfill. I'm talking about taking it out on a date. Taking it out to dinner. Taking it to a movie. Taking it on a vacation. Taking it on a trip. You can get accustomed to trash till you get to the point you can't differentiate what's trash and what's treasure. And when you get to that point, God Almighty got to step in. Because He know you can't see, you can't hear. You can't see, you can't hear. So now God got to be your eyes, He got to be your ears, and He got to place within you a spirit of discernment so that you know who is for you and who is against you, and so that you can know and understand that not everybody that is behind you is for you. There's no way in the world that everybody behind you is for you. No way in the world. So God has to clean house. He ain't got to, but he's going to have to clean it if, you know, there's somewhere he's trying to take you and he don't want you dragging a whole fleet of trash bags behind you. A bunch of folk that ain't nothing but some junk and talking junk. And then talking junk behind your back. Don't you know that when people talk behind your back, they are speaking curses on you? That's what talking behind your back is. There's something that they want to say, but they're too much of a punk to say it to your faces, so they have to wait until you're not with the clique and say it behind your back, because they really don't like you no way. Let me tell you all something. People that talk behind your back, they really don't like you, honey. Now, don't feel bad about it. No, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it. But you have to understand that a devil can't fake it forever. A devil can't fake it forever. And God is not going to deal with the faking forever. You understand what I'm saying? So things get to the point where God is going to clean house. When it comes to these frenemies, what we call frenemies, but they're really enemies, you know. There's no such thing as a frenemy. You're either friend or foe. It's an enemy posing as a friend. I wouldn't even want to be around nobody two-faced and backstabbing. And we all hung around those types of people. Let's just keep it real. And I can understand anybody hanging around those types of people in their youth, because you don't know no better. But when you know better, you should do better. And as you get older, you should have higher standards set for yourselves. You should have the standards set for yourself. If you've got to ride it alone, you rather ride it out alone than have a pack of fake, phony, jealous-hearted people trailing behind you or trailing with you, trying to act like and pretend like they like you when they know they don't. When they know they can't stand the ground that you walk on. Because a lot of times they think that you think you better than them. And you are better than them. That's why they think it. They get that feeling from somewhere. Because people know when they are beneath your grade. They know when you don't do what they do. You might hang out with them, but you don't do what they do. They know. They know. And I guarantee you, later on in life, for a lot of you, they will be the ones that will try to come back around and kick up a lot of dust in your life. And I wouldn't let them. I would fight them tooth and nail. Because, see, junk don't like to be thrown away. That's the thing about trash. You might take out the trash. Father might take out the trash. The trash might take out itself. But in the long run, it won't like it. Because it feels like rejection to them. See, trash don't like to be rejected, even though it bears a stench. Trash don't like to be rejected, even though it's two-faced. But I wouldn't care what trash felt like. I would take out the trash. There's a purging that needs to be going on. People need to be purged. Your lives need to be purged. Father's cleaning the house. He's cleaning house. Even as it pertains to relationships and stuff. Let me tell you something. So many of you ladies have wasted time. Especially back in the days, y'all. When guys used to have the nice cars and ride their girlfriends around, even though they was cheating on them and having sex with other women, they still ride the girlfriends around sometimes on the weekend when they went with the side chick. Well, I reckon y'all like, what? Yes. You know what? Let me tell you. Father, I guess he had to take out the trash. If it didn't work out, if your relationship didn't work out, he took out the trash. Because he heard conversations you didn't hear, and he saw things you didn't see. You understand? When you were calling that guy on the phone, talking to him, of course he saw that dude laying in the bed with another woman while he on the phone with you. Talking about probably, oh yeah, I'll pick you up next weekend, we going somewhere. And you sitting there thinking he at home by himself, or maybe at his mom's house. He laying in the bed with another woman. She all wrapped around him like a I don't know, thread around a spool. And you know, deception. That's a dirty way to do somebody. That's filthy. That's somebody that's got a dirty, immoral character. And that's why God had to clean the house. So if you want to know why that relationship didn't work out, because God saw where it, you know, He saw what was going on, honey. He saw what was going on. And for you fellas, just flip the coin. He saw what was going on, my brother. He saw what was going on. Yeah. When she was not with you, she was with him. When she wasn't getting money from you, she was getting money from him. You got played. You got played. So Father had to clean house and let the plague get played. Because, see, people reap what they sow. And then, did you get played for real? Or do people play themselves? Come on, y'all, let's flip that thing. Did you all get played? Or did people play themselves? Because I got to tell you, when God steps in that thing, there's no escape. There's no rest for the wicked. I mean, there's no rest for them. They can run from person to person to person to person. But when God gets in that thing and decides, you know what, enough is enough. I'm tired of you trying to make a fool out of this person. I'm getting ready to give you a taste of your own medicine times 10 or times however many times. Then that person is just going to have something to reap right there. And I wouldn't get in the way of their karma either. At all. No, you don't get in. No, don't get in the way of somebody when God is when He taking somebody down. You better get out the way. Because I tell you what. Let me use this as an example. It's like a tornado. Well, a tornado might be headed towards a certain tree, but there's a little building right there beside it. The building's subject to go down with the tree. You better get out of the way, because I'm telling you, when the wrath of God comes twirling on through, you better get on out the way. For real, for real. Let people go on and reap what they sow, and you get out of the way. And don't always. I know we're going to question God, but you don't have to question God. You can, but you don't have to, because oh well, why didn't my marriage work? I put all the money involved in it, and I got all the bridesmaids, and all my money, my life savings went into my marriage and my wedding, and I had to pay the musician and buy the dress and the shoes, and you took your girlfriends with you to the bridal shops. And honey, let me tell you, God bust that mess up. Let me tell you, He honey, He heard things you didn't hear. He saw things you didn't see. Most likely, He probably saw your husband having sex with another woman prior to your wedding night, honey. Your wedding day. Okay? So, it wasn't revealed to you then, because you probably would not have emotionally been able to take it. Okay? But, like I said, God sees everything. He's omnipresent. He's omnipresent. He's everywhere at one time. Nothing is hidden from His sight. Everything is open, plain, and naked before God Almighty. He can look at you and what that man is over there doing with another woman, all instantly at the same time. He is not pleased. He don't like it. He's your father, and He's going to defend you as His daughter. For you fellas, He don't like it. He's going to defend you as His son. And even for those of you that, you might not want nothing to do with Father, you might not be a believer, but He still loves you. He still got your back. I'm not necessarily talking about a salvation thing. I'm talking about a God thing, because God is loyal to everybody. He makes His sun to shine on the just and the unjust. Because God is a God of justice. And He's not going to allow you to suffer any type of injustice and just let these devils just get away with everything. It's not going to happen. So when it's time for Him to clean house, that's what He's going to do. So when God cleans houses, what does that mean? That means there's spouses that have got to go. Enemies posing as friends have to go. For a lot of you, there are certain family members that have to go. There are certain relatives that have to go. There are certain bloodline folks that have to go. Now, there's 3 categories of that. Because a lot of people like to mesh all of that in together. I personally don't. I believe in compartmentalizing things. Because not everybody that's in your bloodline is your family. And, not everybody that's a relative is your family either. I feel like family is heart. So a lot of you have been betrayed by family members, but a lot of you have been betrayed by bloodline folks that were not family members. There is a differentiation that needs to be made, because a lot of you are related to people you don't even know. And you may not have been betrayed by those people or anything, but that doesn't mean that that person is not a foe. Because you can't pick and choose what bloodlines you come through to come to planet Earth to live out, to serve God and to fulfill His will, for your lives or whatever. Okay? And don't think just because you have the same blood type as somebody else that, well, we cool. And no, honey. You got it all wrong. Because family is a spiritual thing. It's not a flesh and blood thing. It's a spiritual thing. You ever wonder why some people click and some people don't? Because it's a spiritual thing. They have kindred spirits. That's the reason why you could take a bunch of people that are two-faced and backbiters, and they'll all be clicked up together. And then you could take people that are quiet and meek and decent, and that group will click up together. And it's like everybody instantly migrates. That spirit automatically migrates towards people that their spirit is automatically in agreement with without them even realizing it. It's like they can pick up on one another. Look back in high school how people were grouped up and paired up. Were not people with their own kind. If the mockers got with the other mockers, the jealous folk got with the other jealous folk. Then you had the quiet kids. Then you had the brainy kids. And then, it's like everybody automatically, and then you had the kids that were loners. And so it's like everybody got in where they fit in. People are attracted to their own kind in that sense. You had the gutter monkeys, you had the hoes, the sluts, the skeezers, all them grouped up together, stabbing each other in the back, sleeping with one another, men, getting pregnant by each other, men most likely. You see, they automatically know who each other are. And then, of course, if you were a decent type kid, you were like, look, I'm not having nothing to do with none of that junk. You stay to yourselves, and you're better off that way, because I tell you, you come here alone, you're going to leave here alone. Okay, y'all? And, so anyway, to continue on with the conference, and then I will be closing shortly. God is cleansing. He's cleansing. And for a lot of you, He's already cleaned. And by that I mean, look back over your lives at everybody that used to be around you all, but they aren't anymore. See, God had to clean them out. God had to clean them out because the average person, I would say that you definitely hung with a lot of enemies. If you were the type of person to hang out on the weekends or whatever, the clubs or whatever, yeah, you hung with your enemies. You can believe that. You can believe that. And you can believe you got talked about when you were not around. You can believe that they were jealous of you and they were hating on you too. And especially for you girls, if you had a man, yeah, they were going to hate on you, and they were going to try to sleep with your man. And if they couldn't sleep with your man, they're going to try to hook another female up with your man. And for you fellas as well, they're going to try to sleep with your woman. Now, I don't know how it is with fellas. I don't think they try to hook other men up with other men's women. I think they try to sleep with the women themselves. That's what I think, but I'm not certain. But that to me, trying to hook somebody up with somebody, that seems like something a bunch of whores would do more so than a bunch of fellas would do. A bunch of dog dudes or whatever you want to call it. Because there's certain things that women will do to each other, they call it catty, that fellas might not do. Dudes might not do. But then I don't know. I never know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, because there might be some dudes out there that try to hook other dudes up with other dudes' women just because they don't like that dude, because they might be thinking, he think he all that. Well, their woman might not want them, but they'll find somebody that their woman might sleep with. People just do all sorts of wicked things to other people nowadays. So, I don't put too much past anybody nowadays, because people are just filthy. And like I said, when you've got bad elements around you, God Almighty will clean house. He will clean house. Stay tuned for part 2 of this conference.